It's been already like how many months since after when listener showed them who's boss after when they heard Sin. And I think it was time for another new plan. Say the I just say the overthrowing of the king and queen of the household. And he knew he had to make sure to plan it out pretty good. After a while, he did, however, got a few followers. When he ended up going to the manor, he had to put one hand over one of the male butlers when they tried to scream, but when they saw his listener, they ended up knowing something was up, because they never knew that they would see listener again after what happened. So, he ended up explaining. So, the reason why I called you here is because I want you to discuss a plan. And just like that, listener explained what he wanted to do, and there was only two words for one of them to say it all. They're in. And that was when they knew that it was time for the king and queen, aka Mr. and Mrs. Elliot, to finally know what it feels like to be trash. It was then on the listener and spending time with Sin as she and being his absolute everything, his Cinderella and all. And then that night, there was time. As Sin was sleeping peacefully, Listener made his move. He ended up calling the others, and they head to the bedroom. And as Mr. and Mrs. Elliot were sleeping soundly, next thing you knew, they were suddenly jolted up when a bag was over their heads, and they were shoved. What's the heck? What's the meaning of this? What's going on? They yelled as they ended up being pushed to a room. And next thing you know, when the bag came off, they looked around what was going on until they ended up realizing they were surrounded by the drones. What is the meaning of this, you garbage can? Let us out! Shut up! Ah! Look, James! Louise saw James getting smacked by one of them as they ended up saying, shut up. You would end up shutting up and let the boss talk. One of them said as listening came out from darkness, slowly creeping up towards them. Ah, Mr. and Mrs. Elliot, how wonderful. Listener? Listener. Both of them said shocked because they hadn't seen the butler they liked end up being in front of them. What's going on? What is the meaning of this? Louise asked. I advise you to shut up and let's just say we're gonna have a talk. A talk with you? That's funny. Listener and the boy gestured towards them, and one of them ended up breaking his finger. Ah, you stupid! Shut up! Ah! Louise! James ended up screaming as Louise was smacked across the face by him, and James looked at him now in a different feeling, fear. He still tried to get his mind off of everything with his broken finger, and Louise looked at him shocked. Here's what's gonna happen, and you better listen to this, he said. 1. I'm calling the shots now. No more any of this. He gestured towards them. This shitty, stupid attitude, the ever so stamina of what you guys think is believable and stuff, all of it is over, and I'll be one calling the shots. 2. You are no longer Tessa's parent. I'm gonna be legally adopting her as a false name, so if anything, if you try stopping me, you will be skinned alive. They froze at that sight, or hearing that. In 3, I'll be taking over the manor, everything, all that stuff, and all the other things that you tried to do behind my back. James? He ended up slowly walking towards James. I know what you're gonna do to me. You are going to sell me to J.C. Jensen for $3 million. And for what? Listen, it was a desperate shut up! I don't want to hear another word out of you. From now on, you, Louise, are going to take orders from me and me only. And if any of the boys tell me that if any of you guys do anything behind my back, James, you'll be skinned alive. And the boys here will have fun with Louise. She ended shivering at the thought as old Meldrum smiled lustfully at that idea. But only if you end up doing something shitty and something behind my back. Only then, I'll end up doing that to you both. So, you better end up bringing this. If not, well... He snapped his fingers as he ended up signaling the boys to come in, and just then both of them agreed, okay, we agree, just don't hurt us. Was all they said, and then listener just snapped his fingers again. That will be enough, boys. And just like that, listener, now the one who's calling the shot and is now the one doing all the manor work, was now fully in control. To make more sense, they end up allowing the drones to do their thing. But of course, they end up following listeners' rules because they end up liking him instead of hating him. And finally, Cyn and Tessa and the others were free from that abuse from the Elliots. The ones that made the Elliot name be tainted with.